So this is a folk tale about Rabbi Isaac, son of Yekel of Krakow. Even though he was very poor and life wasn't easy for him, he didn't lose his faith. One night, he had a dream in which someone told him to look for a treasure in Prague under a bridge that leads to the king's palace. What an exciting dream. But again, just a dream. So he paid no attention to it, assuming it was wishful thinking. After all, who doesn't dream of acquiring riches? But when the dream reoccurred night after night, he began to reconsider. Perhaps there was something to it. Perhaps it was true. So Rabbi Isaac decided to prepare for the journey to Prague. When he got to Prague, sure enough, he found the exact bridge that he had seen in his dream right in front of the king's palace. But because it was at the entrance to the king's palace, the bridge was guarded day and night. He couldn't possibly dig there. Yet, even in Prague, the dream kept occurring. So in Prague, he remained, waking up every morning to walk to the bridge and stand before it until evening. Finally, the captain of the guards, who had been watching him, kindly asked whether he was looking for something or waiting for someone. Rabbi Isaac told him of this dream, which brought him here from a faraway country. The guard laughed. "Ah, you poor man. You mean to say that to please this dream, you wore out your shoes and made this long journey to come here?" As for having faith in dreams, I too have had this certain dream of a Jewish man who has a treasure buried under his stove. Isaac, that was his name. Isaac, son of Yekel. But I can't imagine what it would be like to travel all the way to Krakow to knock on the door of every house where half the Jews are named Isaac and the other half Yekel. And he laughed again. That was all Isaac, son of Yekel, needed to hear before he bowed low, thanked the guard, and ran as fast as he could, beginning the journey home to Krakow. And there, he moved aside his old stove and started digging at the hard dirt floor. To his great joy and astonishment, it was there that he found the chest of gold coins. With his fortune, he built a synagogue, a magnificent synagogue that bears his name. So perhaps you have heard this story before, but I think it's extraordinarily relevant now when we are all forced to spend time at home. We might feel like we want to spend time someplace else. We may even feel the urge to run away, to escape the grasp of the COVID-19 virus this pandemic has on all of us. But we know the best place for us to be right now is at home. As we start a new year, I don't want you to start this year being disappointed with that reality. We shouldn't say, "Oh, I'm stuck at home." No, this story teaches us to find the buried treasure that is right beneath our feet, a treasure that we didn't expect to find there. What if there is more to discover while we are at home? What if a change of perspective could help us find new joy and meaning, fun, and connection inside the walls or yards of our own homes? So let me be the guard, this guard of the castle, urging you to return home, to uncover that which you were looking for all along. One of my friends, also a parent, told me once that she couldn't take the whining and the begging of her children anymore, and Hanukkah was approaching. And all they wanted were just things, more things. Ah, she thought, there must be a way to show them that we already have enough. They were already blessed. So while they were at school, she went to the store and bought a lot of wrapping paper, but she didn't buy anything else. She returned home and she began wrapping their TV, the toys they already had, a few pieces of furniture here and there. And the kids returned home with giddiness and excitement to see their house filled to the top with presents. And you know what? They weren't so disappointed to open them either. And this is what we have the opportunity to do as we celebrate the High Holy Days from home this year. No, I don't literally mean wrapping up all of our house in gifts and bows, but I do mean rediscovering the gifts and the warmth of our own homes and neighborhoods. During the next 10 days, our living rooms and our kitchens, I see it already, will become our sanctuaries and our temples. And I pray during the next months of the new year, home is where we will experience the sacred and the holy, not just during holidays and online with temple, but all the time. Yes, even when we are home for remote schooling, I remind you. This year, it is at home where we will continue to grow as people and become more connected to our family and our neighbors. May these blessings feel like a great treasure. And I say, Ken Yehi Ratzon, may this be God's will.